Me, yeah, our power over here. Ooh, that's getting bad. Yeah, our power over here. That's all right, baby girl. Storm ain't gonna hurt ya. You don't want us losing power, do ya? Nah. I think I was just trying to figure out what the heck was going on with this. Alright. Okay. Where'd that sound from that music box? Where did it come from? You can't get it from the file. The file, no. Really? No, we can't use it. No, we can't use it. I don't know what to do here. Gosh darn it. How do I figure this out? I don't know. £1.
Take that!
Yeah, obviously came from this ticket. No. Okay. What am I overlooking? Here. I'm just running around in circles right now trying to figure this out.
Take that!
Wait, none of those are it? The heck am I using here? Okay. Use the autopsy report. Oh, we lost power over here. Yeah, there was a glitch that happened over here. And then we ended up losing power for like 5 seconds. I got an idea though what I could do. Don't tell me it's this. This can't be it. This doesn't make it. But I'll go ahead and use it. Alright. Gosh darn it. You can't use people. I used every bit of evidence that I frickin' had. What could possibly... You sure it's today's paper? Oh! It was today's paper! L.I.S. pawnbroker appearances and pick purse plunder. Well, I supportive of your case. Oh no, my lord. I was hoping you'd look further down on the page. Further down? Ministry Hall. Classified secrets may have been leaked by overseas from Ministry of Justice. It's a very serious matter. Presumably the transmissions in the form of wired telegrams. Of course. Your input, please. Oh my, me, sir. What's ever the matter? You just told the court before you were... That's correct. The particular station where you work. It deals with government communications and newspaper reports. My, yes. Then tell me, Does not have a familiar sound. Does sound like a communications thing. A Morse code. But I don't believe it. Leaking telegrams from the possibility placed in a highly skilled communications officer. It's just in the music box disc, so it contains stolen government secrets and Morse code. That's why it was so valuable. Order, please, everyone, order. But this is High Treason Council. Yes, none of that. Was perished. At one point, this unclaimed pawnbrokery. My word. Which case? Who stole that information in the first place must surely have been inside himself. But the disc would be discovered found its way out of the country. It would be a high act of treason punishable by death. So the is but to retrieve it. In order to do that, you had to gain entry into the pawnbrokery illegally in the middle of the night. Is that right, Mr. Graydon? You think I've been stealing government secrets? Preposterous. Simply preposterous. Response to defense's accusation. You claim complete innocence, do you? Of course I do. I just stand here in silence with the...
Objection!
By all means, counter the charges, sir. The prosecution demands the witness testifies. The response to the accusations brought by the defense. Delated, I'm sure. Witness reminded. I urge you to bear in mind that when you testify, Mr. Graydon. So then, when you pursue... You gotta let us have a rabbit and pork, Governor. We got things to say. I beg your pardon? Who do you think you are? The three Skulkin brothers. Ah, damn it, fellas, very bad timing. Besides, that sounds produced by that music box, aren't even Morse code. I have no relation to that man. Look, what he told us to do. Mr. Sulkin? Oh, Mr. I'll do, Governor, what's up? Moreover, you did so as a party of three, in collaboration with Mr. Graydon here. We did, Gav, we did. No idea what these references are referring to. You are getting all mixed up in this monkey business. You never said anything about government secrets. We're supposed to do a straight up job. Poor bloke, we did, eh? It will become significant to the proceedings. However, it has, will admit the court record as evidence. I should probably overlook that music box one more time. I should overlook that music box one more time, make sure we didn't find anything insignificant. Alright, let's find what's in that music box. Examine it more closely, shall we? Easily, the teeth of the comet links it. Hold on, what does that mean? It means no matter which tooth is plucked past the bumps of music rollers. Nothing's in the box, though, that can tell me. Nothing that can tell us what's the very significance of this box, though. We didn't really discover anything new with that box, besides the fact that it leaks government secrets, possibly. The only thing I do know for a fact... I can do this, I can do this. Mere communications officer couldn't possibly still cover... Should press on all their statements just to be on the safe side. So this newspaper headline, adequate government communications are being intercepted. How could I possibly know? What do you mean by that? Important government communications handles a... Yes. Communicate. Testing the telegraph is the team leader. That's fascinating. Well, the transmissions. Huh. That's fascinating. I think... Well, your idol would appreciate it if you keep your mouth shut. I'll tell you this later. You should add something to your testimony, me personally, besides the sounds. And how would you know that for sure? They're not. Listen, you're in court? What's going to... Yes, sure. Long dash. By combining those two different ways, you can construct letters. I see. So B. Would you No! Really, you shouldn't be surprised. What did I tell you? News box has nothing to do with it. Stop, nothing to say but stop. Oh, it's so fascinating, isn't it? I mean, if the government's here,
Objection!
Yes, I'm well aware of that. Mechanicism.
Got it!
You know what's coming down the line. Alright, wasn't that one? Okay. Just kidding. What is it obvious? Yeah, we just talked about it. Gosh darn it, I know there was... Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Hold it!
Yeah, there was something on that music box. Oh, come on, damn it. Oh, come on, damn it. I gotta go. Ah, come on, really? Oh, come on! Really? Gosh darn it. Oh, come on. Sorry I had to do that, guys. Gosh darn it. This is a comb, very strange. Exactly, teeth are the same length. Does that mean it means no matter which tooth is plucked past the bottom? Okay. Yeah, it won't come. So I won't be able to prove that. Yeah, you won't be able to.
Hold it!
Yeah, we gotta press on this, unfortunately. He's the head operator, apparently. That's what we just heard. I think it was this guy that killed that old guy. I think I know it was. I know for a fact it was him. You're hiding something, dude. I'm not hiding anything. Let's see. We gotta press on everything. So the 2 months ago, on the Alma's mission, killed that brickmaker, stole the disc. A single man with almost nothing. You've asked me that question like, hey, no offense, Whittle, but you've asked me that question like, you asked me that question like a dozen times already. And I keep giving you the same answer. Yes. I keep giving you. Mr. Mason, single man with nothing to do with his name. It makes sense though, even though it... Yes, you've asked me on every single live stream. And you've asked me and Nightwolf a few times. You're good. And how indeed? There must have been somebody else involved behind the scenes of all this. We acquired the disc and gave it to Mr. Mason in order to take the meeting with Mr. McGillis. You know, dear me. Leave me out. You're good. Make it from our audition quarter. Link the two of them together.
Hold it!
That's it, yeah. What else, yeah? Ash. You tell me that Mr.
Excuse me!
Something wrong, Mr. Sulkin? Yeah. No, the other Sulkin. What? Not me. When your brother was testifying just now, you just said something that seemed causes you to react. Well, just remember the old days, that's all we used to have. A royal lavish. Way back then. You mean? Yeah. Yeah, with Ash. You know how fancy. It is animately ain't. Because we were younger, we were just like this. That's so. Because we're coming up with smart ideas would never. Ain't that the truth? Remember doing the Sulkin's Milk Run. You okay, Passion? You okay, baby girl? You're scared of the thunder and lightning, aren't you? You scared? I don't think it'll be okay, Passion. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Thunder's not gonna get you. That is not gonna get you, Passion. I'm here. Passion, you can't go outside. It's light. It's dangerous out there. We'll be here. It's alright, baby girl. That's alright. Sometime after the trial, your minister, there's no place in this courtroom. Neither does your fruit. Oh, I think geezer asked us a question, didn't he? Because we didn't answer. Yeah, we didn't know nothing wrong. I'm really. Also, we can turn your attention back to the testimony, please. The brother's last sentimental statement. Information relating to the case. Very well, the counsel. Permit both brothers and the supplement added to the testimony with the detail briefly. Come on! I didn't. So you know nothing about this music box? We know nothing. The original testimony. You said that the doorstep in the shop was ajar. It was some kind of... Truth is, you were... Alright, I'm gonna save this real quick just in case I lose power. So... Sure go, we were right there. If I don't lose power. I tried calling Night Wolf earlier, but I think she was busy. Tried warning her about the storm, but I don't think she picked up. I guess they know the real reason. I'm sure I'm going to regret asking, but what exactly was that some kind of business? This little scheme we would go back in the day when we access for the fun, really. Well, the name of the business was a bit of fun, you'd say. Yeah, that's it. And where did the Milverton part come from? Enough of this.
Objection!
Let me guess, you don't accept anything these two witnesses are saying. Tell me, why is that the only mention of the Milverton that you decided to interject? Because I will. This is a... So much as what about it? She took the name Great and then Ash will always be Milverton to us. Milverton? Of course not, this little pumpkin. It was very obvious civil matter indeed, Mr. Graydon. For once, you were born Ashley Milverton then. Very well. Yes, I was born. Once. There was some link between those two men somehow, I know. Mason Milverton. Mason Milverton. Three Price Mason. His real name was Mason Milverton. Gotcha now.
Objection!
Objection! Mr. Ashley Milverton. Tell me, why did you hide your former name from the court? Because I haven't gone by that name for years. It means nothing to me. No explanation at all. The truth is, your real reason to hide that name. Guys, I might lose power here. Just want to let you guys know that. Hide that name. Explain yourself, please, Consul. I have here the notes of the Omnibus case, my lord. As we know that the victim's man's name, who we now understand negotiating... Mr. Mason, the brickmaker? That's right. Only Mr. Mason wasn't the surname at all that was given at this time. His full name was Mason Milverton. Milverton? Merwin, did you say it's alive? Mr. Ashley Milverton? It's not the case that the brickmaker, Mr. Milverton, was your father? I don't. As I believe I mentioned earlier, your family's history will have been thoroughly checked when you join the civil service. And it would take no time at all for the court to subpoena those records. Hold on, guys, I got an answer. Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Oh, Whittle. Nightwell says she can't get on tonight. Just got done speaking to her. Truth is, you are illegally acquiring highly confidential government information. and selling it on Mr. McGilden's in collaboration with your father. This is slander. I have carved a new life for myself as a respectable communications gentleman. I have no idea what my father has been up to, but it has nothing to do with me. So you admit? Oh, wait. You admit that? Oh, so you meant he was your daddy? I may remind the court that the assertion of this disc contains some sort of message. Morse code's reliably been disproven by a professional, a communication officer, no less. Relationship between the victim and the omnibus case, the witnesses. However, the defense's argument remains somewhat, though I feel. I believe the cross-examination should continue. Alrighty. Morse code uses 2 tones, or could demonstrate the possibility that perhaps we should you will reiterate your testimony, Mr. Grayson. We don't have what we need yet.
Objection!
Why are you... Oh, I can see that. Reduced by a single Got it! Good gracious, what am I looking at here? I'm moving to the other side of the music box? What? Appears, my lord, that the two movements are linked together. In other words, you could put the two discs in this music box. Those will both play back at the same time. Good heavens. Morse code compares of two-tone short dot and a long dot and a dash. With a second disc in place, the box could be used to generate Morse code to convey a message. Developed by the cross-examination of the witness, all come together to reveal the truth. The truth, you say? Mr. Mason in legal dealings with Magnus McGilded. This dip box, you mean console? Yes, stealing information being sent to the government communications, selling it to Mr. McGilded. Mr. Cradon connected to collaborate the scheme using the two music box. His information. Presumably a safety measure against information falling into the wrong hands. Very effective one. Before he was arrested, Mr. McGill did manage to temporarily dispose the stolen disc at the pawnbroker. And having learned the situation, you appeared at Mr. Windybank's 2 days ago. Attempt to recover the two articles Mr. McGill had placed there. That attempt failed. One of those discs was seized by the police and the other was never found. So that same night, you enlisted the help of the Solkin brothers and broke into the pawnbrokery. Determined to recover the second disc. What are you suggesting on that second disc was inside the music box? That night, Mr. Windybank was killed. Mr. Windybank was killed. Question naturally begins answering this. Was he... Oh. I'm going to fall in the hands of the police. It would be proof of high treason. Well, Mr. Graydon, let's actually begin that fatal... Do you deny of all this actually began on that fateful ago? I refuse to accept any of this nonsense. Sir? Appears to be blood seeping through the sleeve of your jacket. What? Huh. 2 nights ago? We know that 3 shots were fired at the scene of the crime in Mr. Windybank's pawnbrokery. He took the life of the pawnbroker himself and struck the pouch of Mr. Holmes's waist. And then the final bullet struck the calendar of the wall in the shop, having pierced. Mr. Graydon? The one in your arm seems to be trying to hide. It's a bullet wound, isn't it? got you now. Me, I'm trying to... Don't acknowledge my presence under any circumstances whatsoever. Those are my terms, remember? I paid you handsomely to comply. I was a fool to think I could trust some common back slum thieves. Fine, I admit it. I was there on the Windy Banks that night. I paid the 10 guineas to accompany me. As you notice, I sustained an injury, of course. Adventures. Well, that's all. I admit nothing more. Stealing government secrets, negotiating with Mr. McGilded. God is my witness. I sure recall nothing of the sort. Nevertheless, the defense now has established a crucial fact, which is, well, we know one bullet was fired from each of the two firearms as hard evidence. Both from the Silken Brothers' gun's pouch hit Mr. Shum's waist. Indeed, we can rule out the possibility. That leads us to one conclusion. Mr. Winnybig was shot by a third gun, which can only have been fired by the third intruder. Goodness. That's right, Mr. Graydon. The only person possibly who could have shot Mr. Winnybig that night is you! You little upstart. You've made a mistake for sending me here. What am I supposed to mean? As you rightfully say, I was at the pawnbroker's, but best to hide the fact naturally. I had no intention of running into... Somebody? What do you mean? You see... I keep witnessing this case. I saw it all. The very moment the pickpocket girl pointed the gun at the door. Dang. Careful, Floyd. This guy's gonna... I pursued the man. Oh, now you're trying to blame me. Screw you, dude. Wait a minute, what? He's lying as hell. Got a question. His last statement kind of bothers me, by the way. I was wrong. All over. She threw the gun out of the room.
Excuse me.
Come on. Inspector Tobias calling. Their Gregson skull. Tobias Gregson.
Hold it!
Wait, you were shot? Autopsy. Do we start the autopsy report? But no. Yes.
Objection!
My lord. No question. Beer bag, you guys. No, my lord. Well, there you have it.
Objection!
I got Mr. Woody Base. Before the coat was deposited at Windy Binks. Wait a minute. Do I have the ticket? Yes, you do. This is it. This is it. That will prove.
Objection!
Well, then the dead cannot speak. I have proof. In the courtroom. Done. But... Detective, not a chemist. So here are actions. Really look. No. How could you say that? Victory, sweet indeed. This proves my testimony of the whole truth. We have evidence, you... My lord.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Oh, then it would appear the legend. I can't believe it. That's what happened so far. How very distressing. And such a... Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Nahado? Wait, you delivered a report now? You've delivered a report now? Thank you. It occurs to me with some irregularity, Mr. Hado. Scientific truths are determined not by science. Not of the human mind. That voice. Am I going mad? Ah! Herlock Sholmes. Sholmes! Oh, God. Show me! What's the meaning of this? Order. Do you have your detective? I heard you. I'm not going to say upon an errand. What errand? Really, what is it? Good day, Iris. Appears to be rather aroused. My apologies. Now, my lord, if you will honor me. I have something great and important I wish to give to the young lawyer over there. I need more than 5 minutes. Would be so kind to spare us the time. Let me see this, Lord Danzeeks. This trial has taken many hours of the court's time. Haven't spent so long already. Exactly. Haven't spent so long already. We don't want to go waste any more precious time. I was saying, haven't spent so long already. It would have seemed to cherish tonight if it's more than 5 minutes. But if I apologize for the tardy arrival. Right now? Alright. I'm all wrong. Sorry? I've only just managed to summon the strength to stand that man and asked the judge for 5 minutes. But Oh. The course of mine was really just a bit to assist me in my investigations. Possible matters were to unsettled with me giving you this. Crisis. Those are the Dooley's instructions. What's this? My dear fellow, cryptic pen. Oh, a second, guys. What, baby girl? game. So. I don't know. I'm grateful for you. No thanks, Detective. After all, the die is cast. What is Mr. Hotto? Stand to you, my dear fellow. What is your plan? My lord, friend's request. Think about this carefully. If we proceed with this, we might be able to find out more information from this another summonation examination. Let's do it. No. What do you do, Mr. Nahato? Sorry? What was Mr. Grace's gesture?
Objection!
Further cross-examination. This is not asking for the cross-examination of a new witness. We continue the one that... Lord. Fucking mosquitoes. Clear consoles. Wait, what did he say? But one piece of evidence supports. But the counsel, you must choose the statement from. You must choose one statement from the witness's testimony, but one piece of evidence to present that was part of your argument against it. So we're now at a. Objection! What on earth is this electric contraption console? Me, 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 me. I can think of making this. That's right, my lord. The device creating so-called cat flaps. Small doors can. But the cat. Oh, really? Perhaps it would help to describe the function of another way, then. Okay. This contraption is able to create a peephole in any door you can imagine practically in no time at all. I beg your pardon? A peephole, you say? 2 nights ago, I arrived at the scene only. It was after the murder of Mr. Winniebanks took place. That's right. According to the paperwork on the odd, it was you, your Japanese assistant, and Mr. Sholmes. Yes, but the 3 of us were together. Recently come to my attention. My assistant made use of this device at the time. Did what? I was a people in the storeroom door. I can attest to that. Because I told myself and or. Of course, there was a people in the door. I said that. Yes, how could you? What? Alright, it's time. Oh, she did. The door had no hole to... The door had no hole to look through. What? No!
Objection!
It was created only after the incident that had taken place, but my judicial assistant using this device. Appears to be incriminating the defendant based upon what he witnessed through the peephole in the storeroom door. There's a possible way that you could have seen what you claimed to see. No, sir, my leading friend must realize. Exactly. The people in the storm when he's big was made by your machine. No, but it's easy. I believe that your judicial assistant has already left the country for your Eastern Island home. Well, yes, that's true. Let us assume that the people on his dimensions are... Okay, so... do this, but I do know one thing. Set aside the great judicial assistant in the world. Also, defendants will present the evidence to support your claim made. Prove that the people at the door when you say extra was great. Gotcha.
Take that! Objection!
That proves nothing. That does prove... I was like, this proves nothing. When the people was made, autopsy report. Prove the people on the door of the meeting. No, that's not it. That's not it either. Come on. The proof that the peephole was made after was. Something here doesn't seem right. There we go. Photograph parted. What are you? A print from the detectives interfering on cameras again. There we go. My judicial assistant, Mr. Taylor Makotaba, an extremely intelligent, capable woman, which is why I never had a chance at any doubt. I stated this scenario, made sure I had necessarily proof. Say proof? Photograph a print console. Agreed. We don't have the direction of the merciless broker. But more to the point, it's pictures of the storeroom door in the background. I don't believe it. What's wrong with the door to the storeroom? Agreed. You couldn't possibly have witnessed the crime you claim to have seen. What happened? There was no people in the door. In other words, your testimony, it's catalog of lies. Good to know. Order, order! I've satisfied the defense substantiates its claim beyond reasonable doubt. This witness's testimony was entirely fallacious. That's not the only thing we know beyond all reasonable doubt. My learned friend's assistant's guilt can no longer be denied. The woman tampered with the crime scene. But more importantly, good lord, there's more Lord Renzeek's. Defense may have established a reprehensible tense of perjury. That's no proof. Not that this man is the victim's killer. That's no proof. Yes, that's right. What? I was there at the scene. It's true. I was shot in the arm, it's true. That's all. And in fact, if you look at the circumstances, I'm the victim here. No! I don't believe this. They're right. As it stands now, I don't even have proof that he's the culprit. Still, like, what they say. Really always says. Mr. Graydon, you gave your false testimony to the court, but the lies you told make no sense. Make no sense? What do you mean by such a remark? What you said in your testimony reveals that you know something you shouldn't have known. In other words, there's a fundamental inconsistency in your statements. What?
Objection!
This Prague Talk Council, if you let the court explain this inconsistency. Iris is white. One lie begins to another. The consistency revealed by the lies of the witnesses' statements. Should Mr. Green acknowledge that you should have known anything about, namely. Alright, one of these statements. Alright. I'm gonna answer the peephole, but if it's not the peephole, it's gotta be... Now, if it's not the people, the blood stains on the coat. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna pick the blood stains on the coat. Ah! The blood stains that were present on Miss Lestrade's coat. That's right. The victim's blood spattered all over her if she saw them. But how could she possibly have known that? Obviously, because I saw her through it with the people in the... Yeah, we already discovered that. The point is not that you lied in your testimony, Mr. Graydon. The nature of the lie you consisted is that so revealing. You're not making any sense. Then let me ask you a simple question. How is it, Mr. Graydon, that you knew the existence of the people in the storeroom door? What? Well, obviously, Cat got your tongue, witness. The people in the door was made after the incident occurred. And once I returned to the shop, having the two burglars, Scotland Yard's investigators arrived immediately. So that time the police have been at Winnie's Bank carrying out the investigation. Isn't that right, Inspector Gregson? Oh, well, yeah, of course. What's the chocolate of bond articles in my let's have to go authority to examine them all? It's like I don't order just working around the clock so everything good at all. Consistently, there was no way you, Mr. Graydon, could have gained access to the shop. Therefore, she had known nothing about the people in the storeroom door. In fact, the existence forms the basis of your testimony is completely unacceptable.
Objection!
And yet, the fact remains that Mr. Gregson did maintain that he witnessed the victim of the crime took place in the people on the door. Can I have a word, please, Lord Van Zeeks? It's just that I really ought to be getting back to the station to put in my report. There's really nothing I can add to the testimony. That's you permission denied. Yeah. It's not all the same to me, Inspector. Not at all. You will remain exactly where you are until this trial concludes. Of course, sir. Mr. Graydon. You should have known the existence of that people. Which could only mean that you must have been informed about it by somebody else.
Objection!
Stop it there, my learned friend. You realize I trust the words you have just uttered extremely serious implications. The defense believes that the details of this case Mr. Graydon claims to have seen. Before his testimony. In fact, considering only one person in this courtroom that gave him only one person, because you've been whispering to him the whole truth is. And you, Inspector Gregson. Me?
Objection!
You had better have some proof as essential, Redtail claimed my learned friend. Well, consider the fact that we have only been aware of Mr. Ashley Gregson's identity for hours. We only learned it during the course of the trial today. Indeed, prosecutions of the testimony were made by urgency during a long recess. The police accepted the subpoena and brought me. No idea. No linking that he could have required to appear in court. Just until such time he was summoned. Yes, my lord. Until then, it was unreasonable to assume that he knew nothing of the people. It was only Mr. Graydon was in the stand position, then he would have to defend himself against the accusation of a third intruder. You're suggesting to the court that it was while this trial was in progress that he received the information that he could have commit perjury in order to save his skin? Exactly. The only person who acknowledged the investigation that he only had any contact with is you, Inspector Gregson. This is blooming outrage. Why would I be giving any details of an investigation to this fellow anyways? I was summoned to his lordship chambers during the recess at this case. Had you forgotten? It's quite true, I had. Which means the first time these two leaders. I want to know after the refusal resumed following the recess. Since then, they have been in a full view of the stand, where such illicit discussions couldn't possibly have been occurred. You don't have any reason to let that energy gain, perhaps. Perhaps in exchange for the details about the people at the crime scene, Mr. Gregson had to give some sort of something to the inspector.
Objection.
With the stakes so high, the prosecution is prepared to list the bailiff's charges. If the defense does not present the evidence as opposed. He proposes the inspector to manage the witness in return. Oh, I know what you got. There's only one piece of evidence that I know that the inspector got from him. Yes. Think about it, guys. What other piece of evidence could he have gotten from him? I see the only one piece of evidence you could have gotten from him. That was the only thing that you could have gotten was this music box disc. Inspector Gregson. Besides the murder, it's not true that you've been working on another very important case. What are you getting at, Sunshine? It's possible that this other is top secret. As well, which this newspaper article here. Classified secrets being leaked overseas from the Ministry of Justice. How in the bleeding order could you? We discovered that course of this trial of the music box, deposited in Wendy's bank by Magnus McGilded, a special music box played in 2 discs at once. It seems very like that on the pair of discs that were Mr. Gilden's possession are the leaked classified secrets. So I put it to you, Inspector, in order for that to recover the second disc containing the secrets, you truthfully made a deal with Mr. Graydon. And wait. For details of the case. You little Order. The day of the incident, when we met you at Wendy's Bank, you said this. I'll be taking over, Mr. McGillen's down to the yard. Thank you very much. Head over. I'm sorry, miss. But anything belonging to Miss McGinnis has been taken to evidence now. Scotland Yard already knew at the time that... Isn't that right? that Mads McGilding was involved in the stealing of the government secrets. My orders were to recover the medium used to convey the secrets leaked from the ministry. To do it on the court, strictly hush-hush. That explains why I presented this disc as the evidence to the court. You objected so heavily, I presume. Because you knew that they contained highly confidential information. Blimey, not likely. I mean, I'm not sure myself, but I realize that could be as a possibility, that's all. Inspector, surely you are not saying that in order to acquire the second of these music box discs, you indeed reveal the confidential details of the crime scene to the witness? To aid and abet this man in giving a false testimony? There is no other way that Mr. Grady could have known about the existence of the people, because the only explanation, a deal was struck between these two men.
Objection!
And if I were to stress, if this sobering assertion turns out to be funded with the truth, it would mean that the second disc, as we speak, is here in this very courtroom. Wait, what? In this room? How could you possibly make a claim like that? Because Inspector Gresham's a Scotland Yard detective. What? You mean, eh? A seasoned policeman, the inspector will have to approach an illegal deal with a caution. Certainly, he would not have accepted a gentleman's agreement in this matter. No, he would have instead having the article agreed upon the palm in his hand. Good gracious, and you mean to say Inspector President already has the item in question in his possession? Is the second disc actually on his person? Defense demands the inspector be searched at once. Definitely this. My lord, please order the examination of his personal effects immediately. Well, Inspector. This young lad wants to tone it down with his imagination. He insulted me in my profession quite enough. However, I'll put it a matter to bed, dispel any doubts of my involvement. I'll be happily to do a body search. What is he going to agree to use? Within your wall, the precise moment in which you now teeter, my learned student friend. You made most a serious allegation against the Scotland Yard here. If following search inspector of the personal effects, no disc is found, and you will be deemed too unfit for court service, this trial will end. In my country's government will formally demand yours as severely The accusation beyond serious, you must be prepared for the grave consequences. Somehow, something doesn't seem quite right here. Very well, counsel. You know the implications. So I'm going to ask you one final time. Yes, my lord. Do you still persist? Yes, defense demands Inspector Grayson to be searched at once. Very well, are you ready to proceed, Inspector? Perhaps the lesson you will have to do some good. Bailiff, conduct a search of the
Objection!
The defense demands a search, but not the Inspector Gregson. No, the Inspector, not you. He has to say in good faith, because that's the British way. Okay. Court will allow I, the defense's counsel, to really wait for the next words. Not Gina. Not you, not you, not you. Has to be him.
Take that!
Oh, it's Come on, dude. Who has it to be? Who has it not been? Wait a minute. Wait a minute! Try Sholmes.
Take that!
You may have to try the brothers. Try the brothers, and that doesn't work. Yeah, the brothers has to be one of them. Of my lord, Nash Skulkin. Me? Very well then, bailiff.
Hold it!
Please, my lord. Why are you stopping for him to be inspected? Scullion, object to the search. Why are you objecting for him to be searched? Unfortunately for you, Inspector, your objections carry no weight here. Carry out the search. Oh no, I don't know nothing. He's sweating! He's sweating! Cut it now, no! Cut it out! Ah! Yeah, my lord! What is this pocket? I found this. Another music box disc. He was shaking. He's like, no. Oh, nothing. That's the second music box that's left behind by the Magnusm Gilded. Is it not, Inspector Gregson? Ah! Ah! Order, order, order! Mr. Sulkin, what do you have to say for yourself? Gordon Bennett, I mean, just Gordon Fleming Bennett. That's why I know nothing about that disc. Honest to God. This detective, no. Without question, my lord. For pity's sake. Why on earth was the man in possession of the disc inspector in the first place? Their aggression showed a calculated man who really loses composure. For a brief moment. Tell me, Mr. Goodman, when you left the pawnbrokery, any chance of the second disc in your jacket pocket? So, of course, the inspector appeared to have grabbed something from Nash. The inspector had to have grabbed Nash Skelton by his coat. And what exactly happened to make the detective attack like that? I got no clue. Just suddenly it turned and grabbed me. Started shaking me. Well, he did. The way the detective behaved was extremely out of character. But looking back now, it must have been when he did it. That was happening. Ew! Why he had it in his pocket? Look at the law! You have submitted the item as evidence. It would appear that, my lord, the inspector was not at liberty to do that. Why not? The man himself revealed earlier in his current assignment some special conditions. My orders were to recover the meeting. Pretended to attack Mr. That makes sense. So it's all pretense. Mr. Brady. Admit to it, yours truly, please. Mr. Graydon. Clearly, your Eastern visitor is a common act of imagination. However, there is no proof that I passed a disc to the inspector.
Objection.
But then... the people. That's all I admit. Man, they're making me work tonight. Well, what about you then? You meant to make a deal. Ladies and gents of the jury, as Scotland Yard Inspector, I will declare this and nothing more. I am enacting best interest of my country. Whatever I've done, it's been in the name of justice. I do think justice will be guiding your light. Decisions. It's time that we put a matter to the jury of their final warnings. Well, now, as a fellow servant of the Queen of the country, must sympathize with the old inspector. Yes, is this man? The evidence is force increasing, admitting that he struck a deal with a witness. The thinking was supposed to jurisdiction. See you, Whittle. Okay, I gotta prove that Graydon killed him. Mr. Graydon. Saving the second slot for this one. The first slot we'll keep.
Take that!
No, really, console. This is a strange. Oh, come on, really? You wouldn't even let me go further? Jerkwads. Okay. Hey, my Wolfie. Gotta see what evidence I have.
Take that!
What on earth is this console? Pawnbroker's ticket.
Take that!
Do I have to show evidence again? That's not right. I feel you, babe.
Take that!
Is that Mr. McGilden's about this console? Yes, the first disc. Well, the two already been placed in Mr. McGilden's special music box ready to play. Perhaps it would go good a time to listen to the sound directly in the music box again. This time, the second disc we just discovered set in place as well. The disc console. No, wait. No, I can't let you do that. Because of, well, it's got nothing to do with this case. That's why. The defense already proposed that the sounds of the court earlier from the news was just a Morse code message. We now know the Morse code of the two conduct tones. Believes that this contains the second tone needed to complete the message, and now we have a chance to confirm that theory. For crying out loud, sir, we're talking about the state secrets here. If you go letting your whole courtroom know the confidential information like that, it's treason. Then you admit to the charge. In order to protect the state secrets, you engage in unlawful dealings with the witness. You're mad. If you let that secret information out to the public domain, you'll be making an enemy of the entire British government, you idiot. Let's not forget, Inspector, that you, as Scotland Yard Officer Lee, confidential cases as a witness, that you continue to lie to a court, and all because fair means your soul of duty? Fair means foul. I'm prepared to do mine. Don't you dare! I will stop at nothing to protect my client, and I don't care who I make an enemy of. My lord, if you please, the court must hear the sounds made by that music box. Come on, Van Zeeks, for Pete's sake, stop him! Inspector, you should know my methods by now. And I'm a prosecutor. I'm no Scotland Yard puppet. Yuck! In this courtroom, my duty is to the law. So let me propose a toast to uncovering the truth by far means of the soul. No! Very well. The defense stands here, and that the prosecution has been made very clear. I feel, therefore, in accordance with the defense's we should now listen to the music box set in the operation at once. When you said he was stretching his legs, that's funny. He's got legs! He's got legs! He knows how to use them! The second disc plays both playing simultaneously. It's Morse code. Hold it. Alright, I admit it. Whatever you want, but for the love of God, shut that damn music box up. Damn straight yours are better, babe. Giggity. Giggity, giggity, giggity. I miss those legs. You again, Inspector. Did you not strike a deal with the witness next time you stand next to Mr. Ashley Gregson? Secondly, did you furnish the witness with confidential case details on students for this music box disc? Did you reveal the existence of the peephole in the pawnbroker storeroom door, Inspector? I did. Stop! What are you doing, man? It's all exactly like the young Leeson's lawyer said. When the trial resumed at the research, we study and understand together. And that's when he approached me with the deal. Shut up, you imbecile! Shut up! Psst, you there. You're the detective who turned up at the pawnbroker the other day, aren't you? I may have something you're looking for, Inspector, with me at this very moment. Great, I suggest you accept. Information may make us certain individuals uncomfortable, soon become very public indeed. I couldn't let that information become public knowledge, you know. Not under any circumstances. So I accepted the man's proposal and told him the details about the case. I should have put him in the clear. The people on the storeroom door, the bloodstains on the overcoat. By giving false testimonies in this witness stand intended to have the defendants wrongly accused of murder. Inspector, you knew that. Yet you still reveal those details to facilitate the witness in perjury. I did. But then it turned out the people had only been made that night after the incident took place. Scotland Yard wasn't aware of that. If I'm perfectly honest. Well, Mr. Gregson, what do you have to say for yourself? There's nothing, no one left for you to. You struck a deal with the inspector in order to take the conviction of a very serious crime, namely this. You are the third intruder who broke into the pawnbroker that night in question. And you perpetrated the murder of the... Oh. And you portrayed the murder of the perpetrator of Mr. Pop Windybank. Traitor! Oh shit. Shit. Bailiff! 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 Restrain the man at once! That's it then. It's all over. Spent my life growing up. Slums are vile places. I was cursed from birth, born into poverty, the son of a penniless artisan. My parents did nothing but quarrel all day long. What little money they had, that was never spent on me. So I set about studying to better myself. I wanted to escape from that hellhole. And eventually you became a communications officer. I admire your determination. But then you decided to sell the government secrets? Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I wanted money. Even now, for years later, the nightmares of my life in the slums wake me in the small hours. I wanted them out with more money than anyone who had ever lived in the squalor could ever imagine. And then one day I met him. Mr. Magnus McGilded. If you're a queen of talent, so you are. I owe money. Interested. All you needed to do is go along with me. Let's plan now. I was to steal the ministry telegraphic message logs. McGilded were to buy them for a handsy sum. But I was responsible for inspections of the ministry's communications office, and it was so simple as enough task. So the lure of the devil's offerings, how easy is it to succumb? But you must have surely entirely realized the seniorest crime that you were committing. And for that reason, I took great lengths to ensure that my actions were untraceable. By using the music box. My father was a brickmaker. Through my mother, divorced him when I was still a child. Yes, Mr. Mason Milverton? That's right. He was very skilled with his hands, and he has once been a music box maker's apprentice. Get Morse code. So I thought to my father again to employ his services. The first time I seen him once since I left the slums earlier. Look at you, Ashley. What a fine gent you become. He was a different man once in my memory, thin, frail old man. But poverty had never broken him, never corrupted him, a lad like me. I was sure that he wouldn't help me if I told him the real reason. So I made up a story. I've got some work for you, Father. I need some music disc made. A music box disc, eh? A musician friend of mine has written some music. He wants to sell it to the public. So I brought a score with me. There are two, actually. It's been 20 years since I did any work on this, though. Fetch my tools, would you? They're in the loft. That's how I had to make the two discs, thereby splitting the information in two. It was perfect as much as anything. I admit I could deal with McGilded in two separate transactions. The first involved the first of the two discs and the music box I was playing for them. I exchanged them with McGilded for 10 guineas. And then a receipt on the second disc, like he would pay 1,000 guineas. So what happened on the omnibus 2 months ago was the second part of the deal, the exchange for the second disc? Yes. I sold the man information that way a number of 5 times already, but it seems he become with his money. Doesn't quite make sense, Mr. Graydon. For why was it on the omnibus 2 months ago? Your father, Mr. Milverton, the one dealing with Mr. McGilded, not yourself? When I received 1,000 guineas after my first completed dealings with Mr. McGilded, I decided to give my 200 to my father for his troubles. When my father realized something was amiss, and the time he worked, I must have been involved in something devious, and when he did, he said to me, next time that there's an exchange, you'll let your old man do it, understand? Otherwise, I won't take your money anymore. That was my father's way of dealing with it, I suppose. Climb into the omnibus and hand over the disc and take the money from the gilded, that's it. He had no idea what was actually on the disc, and I asked him to make it. Just like I never knew why everything went so horribly wrong that night. All I know is that the disc was taken from him, and he never returned home. It was only then I found out what sort of a monster McGilded really was. And so 10 years of not once uttering it, I swore on my father's name. To exact revenge. Revenge? As everyone's with even the remotest knowledge of the man, with no doubt able to imagine, McGilded brought all his wealth and influence to bear the most despicable ways. To crush a semblance of justice in his trial. The crime scene was tampered with, evidence was fixed, the witnesses were bribed. It was farce from the start to finish. My feet had barely touched the soil back then, and I walked into the hornet's nest completely unaware of the sinister background of it all. I made plenty of money of my dealings McGilded by then, so I spared nothing more in my arrangements 2 months ago, and I knew who exactly to hire. If you're willing to pay the price, there are people in this city willing to do anything you ask. McGilded himself had shown me that. Are you saying that? I think you have the picture now. After he twisted everything in his favor in this courtroom to ensure that he walked free. I took matters into my own hands and delivered the justice that monster deserved. Sapphire 2 months ago, that was you? The tragic following the trial here was 2 months ago, and was planned and executed by yours truly. McGilded's death that day was caused by this man? Thanks already, sir. You don't need to follow me into the courtroom. Wait, sis, officer. Tis soon as I was led to believe. I hope it's not too convenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule. And I must be making the tracks now. Tis time for an inspection. They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. Ask the court if I can present me for myself. So that policeman who came to McGilded, he could examine the omnibus again? That's right. An imposter hired by me. McGilded used his wealth to manipulate the trial. He paid people to adulterate the omnibus with all manner of false evidence. He threatened witnesses to lie in their testimony. Now I want some food. So I gave the man a taste of his own medicine. Once the omnibus was doused in Pafferlin, one of my sham policemen ushered McGilded inside and sent him on a way to a journey to hell. An eye for an eye. That's how I avenged my father's death. Spine-chilling account indeed. But that wasn't the end of it for me. There was a loose end, you see. Loose end? Yes, I should think of it as obvious. The second disc my father had taken in exchange with Mr. McGilded. Yes. There was indeed no mention of this trial for 2 months ago, clearly because it was removed from the scene of the crime. When I realized it was missing, I remembered something. Something from the first time I've dealt with Mr. McGilded. This is the first of the 2 discs and any music that you need to play on them. Wow, look at that now. Oh, look at that now. What do you imagine its little invention? What is this? Winnie Bink's pawnbrokery? It's a pawnbroker you could use to redeem the article at CV there. Let me give a name. Just hand over the ticket and tell the fellow the 3 watchword. I put a but I'll fetch 10 guineas if you said I will. You're not Mr. Gridden. On that night, he killed my father. He must have entrusted the ticket to someone. Yes, to Gina. When we first met you at Wendy's Bank that afternoon 2 days ago, you had a description of Miss Lestrade's written down. How'd you know who you were looking for? From the trial, the pickpocket testimony was clearly a particular. Anyone could have seen that. I realized immediately that she was McGilded's pawns. He must have threatened her somehow. I was fairly convinced that it would be her, one who had the ticket. Make some inquiries. I had a strong suspicion that that girl would come out of the woodwork in a redemption deadline. So he was absolutely right. And yes, sure enough, she did. All I needed to do was wait for the girl to go to Wendy's Bank to redeem their articles, and unfortunately, she redeemed only Mr. McGilded's overcoat, and the disc was in the pocket. There was all-important music box, and with the disc inside was missing. But I was unaware of the fact that I had not been. I could have avoided my night excursion. Meanwhile, our investigation had gotten into some stolen government secrets progressing, and we picked up one fact that McGilded was involved. Inspector, you recovered so fast. Might as well recover the stolen information as quickly as possible. And we started gathering the examining whatever they could lay their hands on. We had a full-scale investigation going on at Scotland Yard, but we had to keep it quiet as we could. Then the inspector here took the disc from me and from the pawnbrokery that day, and I became nervous. So I was sure that the music box and the second disc was still there in the shop somewhere. So I knew that it was a race against time. I had to find those articles before the police did. So that's what prompted you to break into the place that same night. But with the help of your old friends, the Sulkin brothers. What happened that night in the pawnbrokery, I can only describe it as a nightmare. While Nash and Ringo were searching the counter, I located the music box box I'd sold to Mr. McGilded on the shelves and fortified the articles. The second disc was inside? Yes. So I slipped it in my pocket, very deep sigh of relief, but then, something entirely unexpected. What are you doing in my shop? I got shocked. A gunshot rang out in the shop, and I felt a sharp pain on my left arm. The broker fired his gun and the bullet pierced in your limb? Yes, exactly. But unfortunately, I decided to bring my own gun with me that night, just in case. Oh my gosh, babe. Babe, you're being bad. Before I knew what was happening, I fired back. Men had already turned to flee, and I hadn't intended to fire in his direction, much less kill him. Unfortunately, both of us, the bullet hit. It struck him in the middle of his back, and as he fled through the storeroom door for refuge. Sorry, Tail. It all took place in a blink of an eye. I don't imagine Nash and Ringo realized what happened at first. I was terrified, so I fled. And that's the whole story. That evening happened at Wendy's Bank on that wretched night. Earlier, you called Mr. McGilded a monster, a man who uses wealth and influence to sort the facts and escape justice from the crime of murder. What tragic irony. What you have done is exactly the same. You become the very monster you saw and despised so deeply in McGilded. Yes, I think I have. Well, this has been a long, exhausting trial. Now, however, it would seem that we have arrived at the truth. Inspector Gregson, what of Mr. Ashley Graydon? He's been restrained, my lord. He's been escorted into the yard. He's been charged with murder of Mr. Windy Bank and the stealing government secrets. Very good. And you, Inspector, regrettably, you will have to face the charge yourself. Yes, my lord, of course. Transpires that you conflicted in helping criminal escape. The fact remains whether you were doing so on the line of duty. The crime is a serious one, Inspector, and an inexcusable one. And now the defendant, Miss Sheena Lestrade. Oh, yeah. It's time for your final objection. The jury is jury ready, Mr. Foreman? Yes, sir. Gather up squadron standing by, sir. That's how it is now. The last blush is the final call. The finishing whistle. My men are ready to deliver the verdicts. Thank you, Mr. Foreman. Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You will now declare your final decisions to the court.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Huh, that's the stuff. I'm off the hook. Probably, Riddle, you may should do it. Finalists that were at the top of the wall there. Susie's right. You're the best one in the world. Now, Miss Lestrade, I'm not finished with you yet. Eh? What are you looking at me for? Certainly grabs him. 2 months ago, in my courtroom, no less, you gave your false testimony, did you not? And real Mr. Charles, today, not only did you unlawfully enter Mr. Winter's property, you also attempted certain Mr. McGillen's property, it seems. I never done nothing of the sort. Stop lying about that. Look, we just got you off the hook of murder. Be glad that you're not a murderer. That's all I can say. Oh, just when I was getting excited about throwing the party, he's eating. And turning our attention to the defense. Determining that when played together, this coast contained the message of the Morse code was, well, certainly that must have been Revelation Council. Quite so, my lord. The prosecution was caught entirely off guard. In fact, I think we should applaud my learned friend's courage here today. I propose a toast to demanding that the government secrets to be disseminated before this entire courtroom. Very sorry about that. It was only... Oh, hold on a sec, guys. I'll be right back. 1 second, guys. I will be right back. What's that? That's some... I do wonder. But look, you gotta start at some. Well, now then, with regard to the murder of Mr. Poppygoy, babe, because the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, guilty. Not guilty. Court is adjourned. One person, though, I must say, you surprised me, my Friday shift friend. Oh. I mean, omnipotence. You saw it through pretense. The mount, as I mentioned, an Englishman. Whether we're from the Empire of Great Britain or the Empire of Japan. Well, human beings are not so very different on the inside. That's no reason. Talk swords with you once again here in this courtroom. I did? I told you the first time months ago. It reminded me. Not been exactly. I don't. Unknown to Reaper Bailey. Been coming from service 5 years ago. I'll live with this fellow till we meet again. Over at last, but congratulations, you knew it all along. I knew that you were innocent. Oi! Well, you did what you said. No. You believed me right up until the end. He has your old name. He has faith in you. Whatever I did before us, you keep a promise, I mean properly. Well, I'm a life growing up in the slums. Just a moment. I think I can understand that. After all, paid for it to betrayal left. Well, it's really just yourself. I think I have you to remind me of that valuable lesson. Oh well. Okay, so don't make it fat. It's me though. I'm trying to say is that my faith in Eugenia been really a pleasure. We're gonna now pack it in. But I suppose you're the same way. As you know. Alright. Thanks. Let me see it, Ryanosuke. A defense lawyer is only good as his faith in his client. Shows how much faith he has. Kazuma, I'm living up to your expectations. Pardon the interruption. But what deuce does a man have to be noticed around here, my dear fellow? That's that voice. It's too late for that voice now, Mr. Otto. I've been sitting right here patiently in the corner of the room entirely. Yes, it was me all along. I would have said that when you finally noticed me. But you people, with your insolent babbling. Mr. Sholmes? Yes, it was me all along, you see. I did assume you'd been taken back to the hospital, to be honest. Indeed I was. I managed to escape again. How the hell do you escape? I happen to be aware of one or two forms of the doctor who was turned into me. Rather, I know the knowledge of living down a man in a hospital. Oh, God. You tiresome me. A close friend of mine I had to you. Thank you. So great detective you are. Glad I've been in a cold as ice, maybe. Have I irked you in some way, Miss Lestrade? Hey, you... Rather, Stu's in a nice soft bed. Some of us have been fighting for our lives. Well, that bullet did cause me to lose a substantial amount of blood, it's true. But I've no idea, I've been feeling somewhat cold. Not perhaps cold as ice, but well... Have a feel. Have a feel. Could you take your hands off my neck, please, Mr. Sholmes? And in some way, I suppose. Congratulations are in order for you too, Miss Lestrade. Why, what's that supposed to mean? Why is that I've got it? Well, naturally, it's my intention to alarm you, but... Quite a trial with a particular prosecutor, perhaps a little precautious. Well done, Mr. Shalom. There's no alarm in the slightest. The Reaper, you mean? Of course, anyone who found not guilty in the trial, he was working with his house. That it? The very point he's trying to make is exemplified by fate of Mr. McGildred, in fact. Ah, but of course, I pay no attention to such irrational drivel myself. Huh? Yeah, well, don't bother me. Really? Of course not. The way I see it, the Reaper's bit like like I'm upstairs. Him upstairs? You mean like a god? Yeah. Come on. Yeah. I do apologize. Wait till what happened. This parents made themselves. What happened? As you know, I have a penchant for disguise, and I was hiding in the room dressed as a bailiff. But these dots had not noticed my presence at all. They had no idea. Can you imagine I had this? Would you credit it? Would you credit it? Your pardon? Wait. Well, that's a good start that she's about to change her life. Aww. No. Oh, yes. Ah! What's that for? Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say, so... Oh, indeed. It's just this. Thanks, Udo. Aww. Oh, thank you for everything you've done, for believing in me. That should be my one. Thank you, Gina. Oh, there she goes. I don't know if I'll ever see her again. Well. Quite the mineral pick purse. Or, well, what do you say, Bruno? Hurley? As usual, I had news out way first. Absolutely not. I have no touch of the... What good news? Alright. Up here. What was the good news? And then what's the bad news? Okay. Yeah, look.
Hold it!
Mr. Wait, what are you doing? Mr. Hato, what are you doing here? Come here, as soon as we came after the trial, I mean. We're sailings being delayed due to bad weather, you see. Oh, well, she was acquitted. You should try to pay more attention. You should have been just... For your sake. I'm suited to hell. Grayson was the one who lied the witness, did you? And besides, you did save Gina's life. Sorry, yes. Horse come. Here's Gregson. Strange. So unexpected. What is his last name? Last name is J. Wilson. J. Wilson? Or John H. Wilson? You mean Daddy? It's murder today. Volt back a boulder in my mouth, a very dark cave. I do wonder, perhaps it's a dark cave we shouldn't be wandering inside. Please come back soon. As far as I'm concerned, you really are the very best you do. That's right. I want to believe, no. I'm sure that. I'll be back soon. Farewell until then.
Somehow we seem to have come to the end of the adventures of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Or the first volume, at least. Looking back now, it feels as though fate has led me on this journey. Fate led me to becoming a lawyer, to traveling halfway around the world, to meeting the great detective. I'm sure there'll be trials and tribulations ahead. Of course there will. But whatever happens, I know I'll be able to turn my fortunes around. After all, I have the greatest friends in the world on my side.
Trials and Tribulations, he was quoting another video game. Ah, yes, Mr. Naruto. Yes, Mr. Sholmes. I have some rather awkward news. Company decided to sue over the Special Express train, apparently. Mr. Sholmes? Yes?
Objection!
I'm skipping that. There is a part 2 to this. Finn. That's the Great Ace Attorney Adventures. Now you will play part 2. There's also a part 2 to this. Oh wait. No, no! Ow! My toe! Oh, my toe! My toe! Hurt my foot, man. Hurt my toe, man. Back to title. Yes, back to title. Yes! I'm trying to get to the second game if I can. Alright, so that's what we had. Okay. I think I've got to go to load game. Oh, no, you gotta go to start new game. There we go. The Great Ace Attorney 2, The Resolve! Yes. Start a new game on The Great Ace Attorney 2, The Resolve. The Resolve! The Resolve! The Great Ace Attorney 2, The Resolve.
Standing here in the bright sunshine, looking out over the vast ocean. Those days in London seem like a dream. But I do miss my time in England's vast capital. You know, he's flourishing into a truly wonderful lawyer. I've no doubt that at this very moment, he's fighting some noble cause in court. Forgive me for taking so long to come to visit you. My life has been such a whirlwind since I returned. And no one could have predicted what has happened. Just 2 months after arriving home.
This was an awful crime.
So I came here today to ask something of you. Tomorrow, I shall be standing in court. For the only time in my life. As a lawyer. So please, I ask for your guidance. Kazuma-sama.
Oh, I thought that was Ryunosuke. They were like, no, don't let Ryunosuke die! Where's the blossoming attorney? I'll go ahead and do this tomorrow, guys. I gotta get up in the morning. Alright guys, we'll go ahead and finish this up tomorrow. We'll go ahead and bid you all fair due. Bye bye!